Hey guys, how y'all doing? We're back with session 2 of Gods of Britain North. So, we'll go over quickly what happened in our last game, which was regrettable. So, in the last game, where we finished off, well, where we started and finished off was not a good time, but we got off the boat, off the ship that we've been traveling on for weeks or even months. We then arrived in the city. We tried to look around a little bit. We found where we need to go to sign our contracts from the people who shipped us over here. So we signed the contracts. We fully agreeing to the 5% finder's fee for anything we get when we're delving. After that, we were heading back, or we're heading to the Mammoth Inn. Brick Mammoth Inn. I'm just going to call him Mammoth Inn from now on. It's just going to be easier. So we're going to head to the Mammoth Inn, and we were set upon by 7 ambushers, bunch of thieves. So we battled it out. We got their numbers down a little bit. They passed their morale check. They were lucky enough to eventually kill Halfo, our halfling thief, with the greatest name ever. Baron, our dwarf, he was his best friend. He became distraught, and he killed one of them, and the surviving 2 ran away. The guards came along, questioned us. They believed us. After all, we had a lot of people watching. They saw what happened and corroborated the story, and that's where we left off. So what's going to happen here is Kumach, he is the guy who came along with his guards. He questioned us. So 2 of his guards are now going to bring us to the Mammoth Inn to make sure we get there, and also to make sure that we don't go around doing things we shouldn't be doing. So he's going to escort us there. We're going to get a room, and we're going to stay the night. We're going to try and recover our wounds as best we can. So we're traveling down to the Mammoth Inn. The guards make sure we walk inside. They'll tell the person running the inn. Let me find out what the name is, just to be sure. Selenia. Let Selenia know what's going on, what happened. So we go in, we spend 5 silver for shared rooms because we do not want to be alone. We're in a strange land. One of us has just been killed. We've known each other for a long time. Some of us a bit longer than others. And that's cost us 5 silver for the group of us. We also get a hot bowl of seaweed stew and fruit and cheese board each. Basically, we get that in a room and we rest. So we're going to have to recover hit points for everyone that's injured. How hit points are going to be recovered in this is each time we rest, we're going to roll 1d3, and that's how many hit points we gain back each day. Most of us lost little to no hit points, so this is my d3. It's literally 1, 2, 3. So if you don't have that, just roll a d6. 1 to 2 is 1, 3 to 4 is 2, 5 to 6 is 6. That's simple. So Jamie the fighter, he was not injured at all because he's Jamie. So Bardo, we're going to roll. He lost 2 hit points, so he needs 2 to regain full recovery. He gains 1, so he's at 4. This is going to be for a total night rest. We had Baron. He only lost 2. 2 more, he gets to get back to full hit points. Exactly. So he's back to full hit points. Lenway, our magic user, did not have any hit point loss, and this is just our map. We don't need that yet. So what we have to do next is we're going to have to go to the let me find it, page 100. I've read through this book so much. It's hard to remember all the little things, but I remember a lot where the pages are, what things are. It's 100 or 102. Well, it's not 102. The Hive. So the Hive is basically a public area. So in the morning we're going to be going there. It's basically we have all the refugees. Again, our characters don't know anything about this yet. So you have people coming in from the Southlands because, well, the Southlands is where the Hadean Empire is kind of collapsed over the last 20 years. And people are now fleeing north to Velgard in the north, where we are now. And it's basically become the only real place where the Hadean Empire is kind of held on. But it's completely disconnected from it, or more or less disconnected from it. It's just become pretty independent. And it hasn't suffered the chaos. And that's why we came, looking for fame, fortune, and relief. So we get there, we're going to be going there, and we to go and find one of the temples that's here. It's going to be a small place. Again, you're going to have a lot of mourners from people whose families have lost on the way, or maybe when they're outside, further in the north, adventuring. You're going to have a lot of dead people there. And people who do not have parties anymore. That might be a way we get a new member or two. But we'll see what happens. So the morning happens, we wake up, we get our stuff ready, we go down to the innkeeper, Solinia. We say to her we're going to pay for another night, 2 nights for all of us, and if there's anyone else with us, we're going to assume that the cost is covered because we're getting a shared room and bed, and it's going to be quite large. It doesn't say how many, if there's a big limit to it, so we're just going to assume it's not for the purpose of the game. So then we're going to head out. We're going to head over to the Hive area. The Hive is located in Joyside. Joyside is... You're going to have a lot of the sailors, the dockhands, hospitality workers. Prostitution is outlawed, but they have the certain loopholes to get into it. Get into it. Oh my god, I'm so immature. It's terrible. So we'll be going over to the Hive, and we're going to look for a temple. So we're going to roll to see if we get lost while looking. We got directions where we need to go, but you still might get lost. So on a 1, we're going to get lost, and we're going to be wandering for 15 minutes. No, we don't get lost. We find where the Hive is. We see people walking around. Some people look lost. Some people clearly are not able to communicate in any of the languages. The main language is spoken. You have town criers, and then obviously normal people going to work. You're going to have people going to the docks. They're going to be loading stuff on and off the ships. So anyway, we get to Joyside, and we see a town crier, and we're going to ask him where the temple is. So we're going to have a look at the map here actually. So here is Joyside. I think you can see that okay. I have to move it a little bit over here. So we go to Joyside, and then we ask the town crier, who's just sitting there, who's finished crying or shouting everything he needs to do for the next little while. We ask him, we need to find a temple. One of our friends was murdered in a fight yesterday. So he's going to give us directions where we need to go, and we head off towards the temple. So this next part is basically us going through the motions. There's not going to be any craziness happening really. We're just basically spending time doing the stuff a normal party would do. Like if we were, again, if we were a group play, there'd be a lot of dynamics going on here, maybe questions and stuff like that. So trying to assimilate a little bit, you don't want to get into the details. You'll just be here forever trying to come up with stuff. There's no need to do that when you're doing solo. So we get into the Hive, we find a temple, and we're going to end up waiting outside for about half an hour. There's so many people coming in and out. You have one of the monks there praying, and then eventually we get our turn to come in. So all in all, we've been nearly an hour between getting here and waiting around. So we get inside, we tell them who we are, we tell them that Kumach told us to come here. Our friend, he's a halfling. You give the description what he looks like. He's short brown hair, a little scruffy, stubbly beard. He's trying to grow, but he never really grow. And he had like a stab mark through his vest, his leather vest, to the heart. So then the monk lets us through, and we identify the body. So yes, that's him. And then we basically take his gear. So we're going to take his backpack, his equipment. We're not going to take his clothes. We're going to take his gold, his food, stuff like that. Weapons, obviously. There's going to be a fee for us to basically cremate the bodies, because that's what they're going to do in the north. They're going to cremate everything, because again, a lot of the ground's going to be hard, and cremation is the best way to get rid of bodies. So we're going to have Baldo. I keep saying this name wrong. I use a random generator for most of these guys. So I keep calling him Baldo, but there's no L. Baudo, Baldo. I'm going to call him Baldo. He is going to basically help with the religious rites, and this is going to again take another while. So we have to pay for the funeral. We're going to have to pay for the wood that's going to be burnt, any oil that's used, and this is going to basically end up costing 15 gold. So it ends up costing everything that Halfo had plus 3 more gold. So we pay that off, and then Baldo helps with the ritual rites. Since we're basically talking about a little bit of religion stuff there, we're kind of, I think we should maybe talk about the main religion. Just show it off a little bit. So it comes from the Hadean Temple, arguably the greatest contribution of the Old Empire to civilization is the Hadean Temple. Has transformed the world's understanding of religion forever. It is the light of the East, sweeping across the world and radically altering it, and it's by its unique beliefs. Throughout the vehicle of the Hadean Empire, the temple influenced the emperors to take across the best parts of every culture and consecrate them into trizagon. I think that's how we pronounce this. We're going to say trizagon. This led to the rapid development of hospitals, schools, architecture, law, technology, economics, art. Especially the notion of every human has an inherent dignity. It is largely why the Hadean Empire achieved so many astounding successes and lasted for so many years, and has the clerics of law. So Baldo is one of these clerics, as most people from the Hadean Empire would be devout to trizagon. Has a lot more here, and maybe we go into another time, but basically it's the one true God. This God does not require the power of prayer to fuel it like most other gods do. So it's kind of, I think it's kind of analogous to Christianity in a way, and I think it works quite well. And it's not like, if you don't want that or care about that, it's not hammering anything into you to be like, oh, pray to this in real life. No, it's just a kind of a analogous tribute to it, I guess. So basically, I'm going to say this is going to take about half a day to prepare the body, do all that stuff, and again, the burning is going to take a while. So we'll say it was about 9 o'clock when we got to the temple. We'll say it's about 2 o'clock now. So once Kumach told us once we're finished, we should go and to Northgate. So I think that's what we're going to do now. We know where Northgate is. We were given directions. We're not going to go through any of the alleyways. We're freaked out by the alleyways. We're still, Northwatch, that's it. We're still upset. We don't know what's going on. And as we're heading towards Kumach's offices, as we're leaving the hive, As we're leaving the hive, we come across a bounty wall. Has a name of different bounties of people, and the first one that Baron notices is Sirius the Bandit. He's a murderer, a thief, a cadager, a vandal, 200 reward for his dead body, or 400 reward alive and intact. So when it says intact, I'm going to assume it means no cutting off pieces of him, no beating him to a pulp so he's basically unrecognizable, because people would probably try and like grab someone they don't like, beat the crap out of them and say, here's your guy. Because it's a lot of gold, especially if you consider like what's going on in the world here. So that catches our attention. So then we head over to Northgate. It's not Northgate. Northwatch. There's another thing here called Gate. So we head over to Northwatch. We head to Northwatch. We come across the Captain Kumach's office. We're waiting outside. There's 2 guards at the bottom of the stairs leading up to his office, and then one outside his office to the right. So we go up a stairs, and at the bottom of it there is a guard. At the top, and then to the right, just outside his office, there is another guard. So we talk to the first guard. We let him know who we are. He remembers us. He was there. He's one of the guards that escorted us. She tells us to go upstairs and take the right. We go up. The second guard, again, it's the same thing. He knocks on Kumach's door. Kumach tells him to come in. He comes in, leaves us outside waiting. 5-10 minutes pass, and the guard opens the door. He tells us to come in, and we come inside. Captain Kumach asks us, did we go down and do the burial? Did we go and see our friend's body to identify him? We said yes, we did, and we need to find who done it. We want to know, and Baron's particularly super angry about this. He wants it. He wants to find who done it, and he wants to murder them. He obviously doesn't say that. He said, do you have any idea who it could be? And Kumach has said, well, we have been looking at the bodies for any identification markers, and Kumach told us that each of the bodies, of the 5 bodies, they all had a small branding on their wrist. These were fresh, so they've seen these brandings before, but they've seen them and they were slightly different. So they believe that this is a ritual. You get branded once to say you're initiate of the gang, and then they'll brand you again underneath it or above it, depending on your rank within the gang. It's a brand new gang, and then one of the first initiations is to murder someone. And they'll usually do this in a group, and as a group they will then be rewarded with another branding. Kumach lets us know that this branding has been seen in several places, but most of the crime that you're going to see this comes from Grimside, where most of the thievery and most of the criminal gangs and activities are going on. It's the most prevalent in these areas because it's the most rundown. It's basically like the slums or the ghetto. You're going to have a mix of different people. You're going to have new arrivals, refugees. You're going to have people who've lived there their whole life, and they just have nothing but poverty. Not able to get a job, especially with all the people coming in, and they're taking up skilled labour, and it's just made the depression in this particular area worse. These people are already poor, and it's just gotten worse and worse over the last couple of years. So gangs naturally form. So then Kumach, we're going to ask Kumach, like, how are we supposed to, what do you want us to do? So he then tells us, you've probably seen those wanted posters or bounties about. We're like, yeah, we seen one there earlier today. So he was like, okay, well, we believe that this gang is related to Sirius the Bandit. He's a known murderer and thief. He's been caught before in the past, a couple of years ago, and he had a tattoo of a similar looking design of what the brands have, but it's more complete. He's their number one suspect. If we able to get him, alive, they're going to give us, again, the 400 gold. And if he's dead, only 200. But then we'll have a revenge, won't we? So maybe it's going to be worth that. So we'll see. So he says, be warned. There seems to be an ever-growing number of people joining this gang. We're having a hard time dealing with this. We don't have enough men. We have men out all the time on patrols. Thievery is really bad there. So we're asked, like, how are we supposed to ask questions about this? What's the design look like? So then Kumach takes out a severed hand, plops on the table and says, there you go. Baron grabs the thing, examines it really hard, and he has this branding seared into his head. He knows what it looks like, and he will remember it for the rest of his life. Everyone looks at it, they remember it, and they give it back to Kumach, because you can't go around, with a severed hand in your pocket. You're going to draw attention of guards, and if they start searching it, they might think you're, a mass killer or a serial killer or something like that. So we leave, and we're going to make our way back to the inn. So we're going to stay at the inn another night. Again, we've already paid, and we're going to pay for the food yet again. Where is it? Oh, gone past it. Silly me. So we're going to pay for the food again. Again, we've already paid for the bed. It's 5 silver. We're going to now pay for the seal meat. That's 5 silver each. And again, the cheese and fruit board. We don't talk to anyone. We don't really want to do anything with anyone. The innkeeper's like asking us, are we okay? We know what's going on. Did we go bury our friend? We're like, yeah. We were able to burn his body. And she's saying, yeah, it's becoming more common these days. And let's see if we get enough hit points for us. They're back. So we just need a 1 for Waldo to get his hit point back. We roll anyway, just for the sake of it. Yep, hit point back. Jamie's at full. Then I didn't have any taken, and Baron was already at full from the last time. So yeah, just erase this, and then wave 5, Baron 6, Bodo 5, and Jamie 7 hit points. So we're gonna rest for the night here. And again, we're going to head off to... we're going to rest for the night here, and then we're going to head off to Grimhaven in the morning to see if we can find anything. So it's the morning time. We wake up. We go downstairs. We see the innkeeper, Selenia. She is... I always keep forgetting her name. Selenia. She sees us leaving, and she says, hold on, wait. And we all stop. We're like, what? What's going on? What happened? And she says, there's been more people who've been killed in the last couple of weeks, and one of them has kept coming back into the inn. He said the same group of people killed his brother, and he wants to stop them. And she's assuming that we want to stop them as well. She doesn't know about where we're going off, what we're doing. But she said he'll be here in an hour or two. He's coming back from... She says he'll be here in an hour or two. He's looking to get vengeance. We know that we're angry, we're adventurers. And we can seemingly handle ourselves. We're able to defeat 5 people who ambushed us in the middle of an alleyway, and we're in our first day ever here. So she's assuming that we want vengeance, and obviously we do. So we're gonna wait for this guy to show up and see if he is stable to join our party. So we got up at 7, 8 o'clock comes around, no one's here. 8:30, no one's here. We're all getting impatient, especially Baron. He wants blood. That rage of a dwarf. Then right as we're getting ready to say, okay, we need to leave, the door opens and a guy carrying a big sack. A guy comes in with 2 big sacks, comes into the innkeeper, Selenia, drops it behind the counter. Big crack and a bang out of it. And Selenia says, this is who I wanted you to meet. And then the guy replies, will you tell my story yet again? He tells us that his brother was killed a couple of weeks back. He's tried to get work in the dock areas because he knows there can be information found in a dock, because you're going to have people of all sorts of life. You're going to have rich and poor coming by. You're going to have thieves trying to rob things from the ships or smuggle things in and out, including people. He thought maybe he could get information there, and he's got nowhere. And he said, well, and we tell him that we have found some information. Kumach, one of the guards, the captain of the guards, he tells us he's been having this problem and it's only been getting worse, and he doesn't have enough men to fulfill this. And this guy, he says, I want to join you. I want to get vengeance from our brother. He said him and his brother, they tried to join the guard, but they wouldn't have him, either of them, mainly because they were foreigners and they're not citizens of Velgard. That's one of the reasons why they're having trouble with crime here, is they don't have enough guards to deal with the crime and the amount of people coming through. So what I done was I rolled up 4 or 5 characters. I used the online generator for OSE, and I rolled up a couple characters on that generator. I saved them, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to roll a dice, and whatever one I get, I'm going to use that. I had a necromancer. I don't think I was ever going to use a necromancer, but I had it there anyway. I had another magic user. I had 2 thieves, because I wanted a damn thief. I had a paladin, because I wanted a paladin as well, badly. And I had a fighter. Yeah, another fighter. Can you guess what I rolled? Yeah. So I had 7 characters, and I got the damn fighter. So this guy's the fighter. I'll show you what it is. Basically, his name is Nepo, or Nep. He's a fighter, he's a human. He has 6 hit points. He's a sword, which is DA. He has plate armor and a shield. Now, he has 15 strength, very strong. 9 charisma, he's not bad, he's not good. He's 10 constitution, he's 14 dex, pretty good. Wisdom 11, decent. 7 intelligence. So, we're probably going to say this is probably more so the reason that he did not get into the force, the guard force. Sure, they are looking for guards and people, but maybe just not quite smart enough to get in. Need a little bit of the better discernment. He's big and strong. So, let's go over our characters real quick. So we have Lenway, the magic user. Baron Stonehouse, the greatest dwarf that there ever will be, the dwarf. Baldo, the human cleric. Oh yeah, our magic user is elf. So we have an elf, a dwarf, a human. Jamie, the fighter, he was a human. And Nepo, or Nep, who was a fighter human. So we basically have 1 fighter, 2 fighter, a cleric, which is a type of fighter, and a dwarf, which is a fighter, and 1 magic user. I think we're basically having a mercenary company at this stage. So yeah, I had 7 characters. I rolled a 7. How do I roll a 7? You roll a d10, you add +3, so if you get 1, you're going to have 4. So that's going to be the 1 character. Yeah, it's basic math, and I can barely do that. So yeah, we take him a part of our group. He had his armor here in his room. He does odd hours, so he goes up, he gets changed. Another half hour or so goes by. We're going to say it's about 9:30 in the morning, or just about. Yeah. So we will be heading off towards Grimhaven, a very happy place where there's absolutely no crime or terrible things going on in the world, especially in Grimhaven. Its name is very happy. Yep. So we head down to Grimhaven. Again, it's going to take us maybe 20 minutes to get there. 15-20 minutes. Nep knows where, he has an idea where we could start looking, since we know what the symbol looks like. We can describe it to people. So basically, I'm just draw quickly what I think the symbol looks like. The symbol that the thieves had. So it looks like an italic I, or a 1, whatever. When they become a member after they killed someone, they get another line underneath. The leader has a line again underneath and a circle on top. They've come across other ones which have a line on top and on bottom with no circle. So at least this is what we know so far. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. So like an italic I is a recruit. When they get the first kill, they have one underneath, another line. The leader has a line again underneath that, and a line on top with a circle. The only other one they've come across is the italic I with a line on the top and the bottom. So there could be another one with another line underneath. So that's what that looks like. Ooh, my cool little book. If you wonder where I got this, it's like a fox leather thing. It feels great. The paper on it is really good. It's like a journal thing. This was like €5 or something like that. I got it on Temu. So don't be talking bad about that place. Pretty good. You also got like a, what you call it, a card cutter for cutting paper and stuff like that. Yep, Temu, awesome. Anyway, off track. So what was I saying? So we need to head down to Southport Lighthouse. There's going to be a harbour master out in the area. The harbour master is Alma Whitlock. She has an office on the Southport Lighthouse. Her dock masters patrol the seaside area, inspecting cargo and so on. So Nep thinks we should check there. We're going to show the symbol to see if maybe she has any information on where we might begin to look. We can probably we're going to assume that our characters, they're going to assume that she might have some information. Maybe it could be old, could be new. So yeah. So basically we head down that way. By the time we get there again, so we left that place probably like 9:30. It took us 20 minutes to get to the Grimhaven. Maybe another 10 minutes to find her. 15 minutes. It's about 10 o'clock now. So we come across her. Nep shouts her name. Clearly they know each other in some way. She says, "Oh, Nep." He's obviously built quite a reputation for being a hard worker. He's big, he's strong, and he stands out. He has his armor on. He's looking real dapper for a dock worker. She's like, "What's with the armor and the sword?" Like, remember my brother? She's like, "Yeah. Well, these guys had their friend killed the other day. We have a description of who done it, and we want to know if you've seen this symbol anywhere." So they show the symbol of the recruits. of the new recruits. And she said, this is the symbol of the new recruits. And she said, I've seen something that looks similar to that. You want to check down Skag Street. You find all sorts of people down there. You need to watch your pockets though. They'll try and rob you any chance they get. So we're going to head down to Skag Street. And in here it says Skag Street is a dangerous road in a training ground for slum raps practicing pickpocketing. Several dive bars, filthy taverns line the road. Drunks make easy pickings for young cutpurses. So Nep knows where this is. He knows you have to avoid this place at all costs. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down that way. We're going to try and get into maybe one of the bars. We're doing an investigation to try and figure out where it is, where the people are who killed our friend. We then head down to Skag Street. We're walking around. We're keeping an eye on people. It appears like half the bars are closed. We're walking down and I don't know why I've done that. I rolled 2d6, meant to roll 1d6. Anyway, both of them rolled a 4. So if we rolled a 2, we're going to have someone trying to pickpocket us. So no one tries to pickpocket us. So we're going to go into one of these bars here. We open the door, it's all rickety, it's falling apart. You know, smashed in a couple of times. Clear people being kicked out more often than not. So we come up to one of the barkeeps. He looks kind of half drunk himself. His shirt is torn. There's clearly like bits of spit and crap all over his counter. And Baron and Nep look pretty angry, and they ask, "We want to know what you know about the gangs going on around here." He's like, "What do you mean the gangs? What gangs?" So obviously you're going to get more and more angry. Baron is particularly looking fierce. Baron's looking particularly fierce, and then Baron shouts out, "We want to know where serious the bandit is. He killed my friend and his brother. We want to know any information you have." And the barman, he looked like he just sobered right up and he shit a brick. So what we're going to do now is, there's going to be people in this room, and we have to try and determine if they know anything, but our characters are not going to know if they know anything. So we're going to roll 1d6. On a 1 or a 2, the people in here, they know. At least someone here knows. We don't know who it is yet. A character won't know who it is either. It's met yet. Right dice. 5. No one in here knows who it is. The guy's like generally scared. Like he's like, I know the name, but I don't know anything about it. Baron's like face is like just, he has a death stare. Linway tries to calm him. He's like, he doesn't know anything. So we're going to repeat this process again. So if we were obviously playing with a group, we could go into different bars and shops and maybe try and figure out how it is. So again, I'm just going to roll d6s until we get like a 1 or 2 basically. So this is going to determine how much time is going to go by. We're going to say 15 minutes goes by for each time we do this. So 4 times it's an hour. So that's 15 minutes have gone by. So we go out into another bar that's open, and same thing. Second bar, someone knows something. Okay, this second bar, we're basically going to describe the scene again. We go into the second bar. Again, it looks almost similar to the first one. Everything's like crooked. Nothing's quite on plumb. The windows are crooked. Doors hanging off. Looks like it'd snap off any moment if enough pressure was put onto it. But yeah, it just keeps swinging open, closing. Open and closing. In here, the barman looks less drunk. And there's 4 guys in the room. Plus the barman. So again, we do the same thing. We ask, is anything strange going on over here? we heard about lots of murders lately. People being robbed all over. He's like, people being robbed? They've always been bloody robbed around here, as far as I can remember. Sure, it's gotten worse, but what else hasn't? He said, what about the murders? Lenway asks. Laura looks at the elf. It's like, clearly doesn't like elves for some reason. So yeah, it's more of that. So we asked about Sirius the bandit. He's like, what? He looks clearly scared when you say the name. So we're gonna say that we believe he knows something. Just based on his reaction, he looks scared. We said the name. It could be that maybe he just knows of the name and the reputation behind it. It's like, what do you know about it? The party asks. It's like, what do you see on the bounty boards? And then you see some people sort of like standing up in the corner, and then two of them leave. One leaves through the back door, one leaves through the front door. Our characters don't notice it straight away. And it's going to be, let me see, Baldo who I keep saying Baldo who notices this. And the reason we're going to say this is because his wisdom is the highest. So I'm going to say he's keeping focus, he's keeping an eye on what's going on. Again, we're not going to need to roll for a lot of this stuff. Maybe if you were doing a GM for other stuff, you would. A GM for a group, you would. Again, we're doing solo, so you kind of take shortcuts and stuff here and there. And again, we're not playing stuff off each other. So we're going to say that Baldo notices this, and he says people just left, one at the back, one at the front. So we leave at the front as well. The barman's like, oh, how about we get you some of that? And then the door just closes behind us. Baldo looks around, he's trying to figure out which direction the person went to. See if you can recognize where they're going, or which way they went. Jesus, my words fail me. So it's going to be a mixture of Lenway and Baldo. So we have Lenway with navigation as an optional skill I gave. That's intelligence based. So we're going to say that we're going to roll a d6 on a 1 or 2. She notices straight away where he's coming from, where he went, And at the same time, we're going to roll wisdom for Baldo, because again, he was the one who noticed the direction, noticed the person leaving, and remembers best what the person looked like. Again, that's going to be on a 2, 1 or 2. I'll be using stuff like this, the d6s for figuring stuff out quite a bit, because it's just quick, easy, and you'll know for next time though. Also, I never talked about how we're doing the dying, which I probably should have done that earlier. If we figure out what's happening here, I'll explain what happens in the next part, because that was silly of me. Straight away, Baldo figured out what's going on. He's like, there he is, over there. So we start following. The guy keeps looking back. He sees us coming. He's heading further into Skag Street. Yeah, Skag Street. He's heading further down the Skag Street. You can see people on the floor begging here. Dodgy looking people everywhere. You don't know if these are poor people, if they're trying to rob you, they want to eat you. You don't know. So we talked about the dying. So again, the last video I asked about this. I had some people saying died 0. I have other people saying no, and I also had people. Excuse me. I also had people message me on Discord on how they want to do, how they would like things to be done, and more people wanted to not die at 0. So how we're gonna do this is, let's take a character sheet here. So since we're playing it's not. It can be kind of hard to keep getting new people in when someone dies all the time. So what we're doing is, when you get to 0, you're basically knocked unconscious. Enemies can come over and stab you, they can kill you, but they're going to do normal damage. But say if we had an enemy unconscious, we can basically kill them. It's in OSEs, we can kill them. So that'd be the case. And someone has to come along and stabilize the character. If they don't stabilize each round, or each turn, I mean, so when the whole phase has gone through, the character will lose 1 hit point. So to go from 0 to -1 if they're not stabilized, then -2, -3. And it's going to go down to the con modifier. So if somehow the con modifier changes, it will not change the hit points. So on Lenway and our magic user, the con is 11. So if it gets down to -11, he's alive. He's dead. -12 for Baldo. -14 for Jamie the fighter. So basically the fighters are going to be better off. Usually Nep, he's a 10, and Marin is a 12. I think this is going to be the best way to do it. And again, it's going to be different. So obviously thieves and magic users are almost always going to have lower con. Fighters do generally have higher con. So that's just generally how the roles are going to be played. Because you're rarely going to have like a magic user with like a 15 con unless you roll like 18s for everything or something like that, you know. So I think that's how we're going to do it. So yeah, anyway, so we keep following this guy, and he keeps noticing us. We start walking faster, he starts walking faster, and we come to an alleyway. After we get into this alleyway, it sort of opens up into a square. So you have like houses leaning over on top of it, and it's decent size. It's not tiny, it's not huge, so it's basically just a big square. And you see in one corner, he's talking to 3 lads. So there's 4 guys there and another guy who's sitting down. The man who's sitting down then stands up. He's like, "What do you want around here?" And then who will ask? We're going to say Baron again. We'll ask, "We're just looking for somebody." "Yeah, I heard you've been looking for me." "Dun dun dun! Guess who we found?" "We found Sirius, the bandit." So the rage and Baron and Nep has gone boop, boop, crazy. They're angry. They want blood. They want death. So we're gonna do our sort of lineup for things. We're gonna have. So how many characters do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna have 3 across. Is gonna be Baron, Baron, Nep, and Jamie the fighter. No, Baldo. And then behind them is going to be Jamie and Lenway. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. So those 3 and then these guys behind them. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the 4 bandits, the 4 thieves be the same as the sea market thieves that we fought before, and we're going to roll or create quickly for Sirius. I think I pretty much know what I'm going to do, and I think I'll just write it all out and I'll cut back to it in the video. I think it'd be the best thing to do for us. So I shall see you all now in a few minutes. Or a few seconds for you guys. So yeah, I'm back now. So we said we'd have the normal thieves. They're going to be the sea market thieves. They're going to have the same stats. So they're going to have a 3 HP. They have a 1 hit dice -1. They're going to have a dagger. It's 1d4 damage. Now I made serious, a level 2 thief basically. He has 7 hit points. So I used the bandit in the OSE rules, and I rolled 2d4, and he has 7 hit points. He has a short sword, 1d6 damage. He's a taco of 18, so he needs an 18 to hit 0. Our Nep has an AC of, what is it? Nep, I think it's 2. I'll tell you now, one sec. Yep, Nep has AC of 2, so he would have to roll a 16 to hit Nep. Yeah, actually, what else? No, I didn't. He's AC 6. He's wearing the same type of armor as those guys. They're all wearing their leather. So yeah, I actually didn't forget anything. So I'm not as stupid as I thought. So basically, we're in a square area. So you have those 4 guys in front of the leader, Sirius. The Sirius behind them. He's sort of pacing back and forth, side to side. So yeah, so we're going to decide who is going to go first. Basically, we're going to say no one's surprised, because we're all pretty much, we were following this guy and we knew he was up to no good, or he was being suspicious, so we're already on it. We're already ready to go. And obviously they got there, he was telling what happened, and they were ready to go. So we're going to be the green dice. They will be the other color dice. Highest number wins to go first. We got a 1, they got a 5, they go first. So remember, we have Baldo, Nep, and Baron in the front row. Yeah, I'm a bit all over the place, as you can see. And my setup is not perfect for this, but we have to deal with what we have to do. So yeah, they're a pretty short distance away. They're able to walk forward. So the first guy, let's see, so there's 3 of us. So where's my D3? So I'm going to use the D3. So the first of these 4 is going to move forward, and he's going to attack on a 1 Baron, 2 Nep, on a 3 Baldo. 1 going for Baron. So on needs to roll a 14 or higher to hit Baron. Fails. Next guy. Again, same roll as before. 1 is going to be Baron, 2 is going to be Nep, 3 is going to be Baldo. I'm just keeping these in order for myself to make sure I remember. 3 going for Nep. Oh, Baldo, I mean, sorry. Yep, so again, guy walks over. They obviously think they're tough. They're ready to go. They've been getting cocky as of late because, you know, they haven't been caught. They've been killing, or at least their gang members have been killing and getting away with theft. And it needs to roll a 14 or higher. Nope, another failure. So this is going to be the third guy. 3 out of 4. 1, 2, same roll again. 3 going for Baldo again. 14 or higher. 19 hits. 1d4 damage. 1d4, yep. 1d4 because there's a dagger. 1 damage. Baldo's down to 4. The last of the 4 Sea Market Thieves. We're going to remember, we're using the same stats as before, last game. Whoa, my English is going. Misses. Now it's going to be the turn of Sirius, the mastermind, the level 2. So he's going to hit on 1 lower. So he's going to roll up onto Nep. So what's Nep? He has an armor class of 2. So he has an 18 to hit 0. So he needs to roll a 16 to hit us. To hit Nep. He rolls a 3. He swings and like trips up on himself, and you know, the streets are full of mud and shit. And silly, obviously. Yeah, he fails. So obviously now it's our turn, and basically, again, we're doing the turn order as a whole party. And the way we've done it, since Baron has a slow weapon, I think we're going to just stay. He has to go last always, even though it doesn't really matter in terms of gameplay. Oh, sorry, I was reading my spells. I have sleep for Lenway, so what I think we're going to do is we're just going to try and end this quick. Yeah, that'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? So we can roll 2d8, a hit dice of creatures of 4 hit die or for 4 hit dice or less. All these have 4 hit die or less. The bandit thieves, they have 1 hit die. The leader, he has 2. So we can do that. But if we only roll 2, we can. Let's say if we only roll 2, a 1 and 1 in each dice, it will only affect the NPCs or enemies with the lowest hit dice. So it would have to hit the sea thieves first. And again, if we rolled enough to get all of them, then it would still have to roll for that. Yeah. Lenway declares sleep. So Lenway is in the middle of casting a spell. It's like sleepy sleep. And then we're gonna have Jamie go, because Jamie has a bow. Jamie has a bow. He's a short bow. So yeah, roll with the bow. He has no modifier to the bow, since he's right beside with Lenway. He's basically protecting Lenway. And the other 3 are in front, blocking anyone from getting to either of them. So he's gonna roll. There's no pluses to this, so he's actually gonna try and hit the leader. So the leader, again, he's going to have the same AC 7. We need to roll a 12 or more. 20, great. 1d6 damage to the leader. 1 damage, oh my god. He's lost 1 arrow. I used 1 arrow. So the leader's down to 6 hit points. Ooh. How amazing. I have the 7 here, so I'm just going to put it here. So Jamie's gone. So I think I'm probably just going to follow this same order to keep it simple. Yeah, I'm just sorting all my mess out. So we have Nep. He's going to attack one of the guys right in front of him. Obviously, he has a sword. It does 1d8. He's a +1 to strength. He's a 15, so that's plus strength. +1 to hit and +1 damage. So that's really good. So yeah, he needs a 12, which then really becomes an 11. Because he basically gets a +1. So if we roll, say, 11, that 11 then becomes a 12. So we just say, you know, yeah, common sense applies. And he got to 14, doesn't matter, he hits anyway, 1d8. So we roll 1d8, and he's +1 damage to this, so he's going. Oh, he outright kills him. Just stabs the guy right through the neck. One of them's down. Bodo goes next. Again, he rolls, just needs 12 or more. Misses by 1. Oh, too bad. Baron. No, actually, what we didn't do for Baron last time, he actually had a +1, but I was silly. So +1 to hit and damage. So again, he just basically needs to roll 11. So it's +1 will then turn that 11 to a 12. And he misses. His rage is getting the better of him. He's not able to concentrate. It's the bad guy's turn. So one of the bad guys is now dead, and the boss man sort of like as the guy is like in the middle of choking on his blood as he's being stabbed to the throat. He sort of grabs him and throws him behind him, and he takes his place. So he's now in front with the other three. So the boss man will go again. He has a short sword. Again, he's going to attack 1d3 guys. 3 is Baldo, 2 is Nep, and 1 is Baron. He goes for Baldo. Just needs a 13 or more. Yep. Oh, 1 fails. One of the other guys goes, the normal thieves. The guy rolled a 1, so he is going for Baldo as well. Ooh, everyone wants the cleric dead. So again, he needs 14. Misses. Third guy, Baldo again. Misses on a 4. And the last guy. Oh my god, everyone for Baldo. Keep going Baldo. Oh, we're going to change his name to Baldo, okay? We're going to add the L in later. Rolls a 15, that hits. 1d4. 5 damage. Oh, well, that's a d8. Where's d4 gone? I'll put it back. Oh yeah. I rolled a d4, rolled a 5. Can you imagine that? Oh, that fell. It rolled on a wall, but it rolled on a 1 when I fell, but I rolled it again because it wasn't on the screen. And he got a 1 anyway. He got a little clip again. He lost 1 more hit point. It's down to 3 out of 5. Not too bad. So now it comes back to our turn. And Lenway now casts the spell. So we need to roll on the. They need to roll on the paralyze chart. So they need to get a 16 or higher. Actually, I need to roll 2d8. Where's my other d8? There it is. This will determine the amount of hit dice we can hit. So if we only say we roll a 3, we can't get the big boss man. He's not really big, but you know, the boss man. Oh yeah, we hit them all. That's 11. So yeah, 11 hit dice worth. So does that mean we can only roll on each creature once, or is it can we roll up to 11 times for all the creatures' hit dice? I don't know. Well, it says roll 2d6 hit dice of creatures of 4 hit dice or lower. I say, okay, we stick with the yeah, I don't know. We'll just go with it once. So they need to roll. The thieves need to roll a 16 for to stop paralyzed and sleep and all that stuff, or higher. So thief 1, 12 unconscious, asleep. And I'll go over what happens to each of them now. Asleep. Last one, asleep. The boss man, he is gonna have 1 more. So instead of having to roll 16 or higher, he's gonna roll 15 or higher. And the boss man is fine. He rolled 16. So even that's terrible for us. Well, it's not really bad, but you know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, it says it here. So roll dice that hit are not sufficient to the. Yeah, I don't think we get to roll again. But yeah. So 4d4 turns they're asleep. So that's quite a while. So 2, that's 5, that's 8, 11 rounds. That's Lenway's turn. So yeah, Jamie. Since these guys are asleep, Jamie is basically going to just try and shoot an arrow again. So he's a plus. He doesn't have anything on his dex for that, so it's just 12 he needs to get. Nope. Waste an arrow. Gone. Nep is there. So basically when someone's unconscious like that, you basically just outright, you can just stab them. You don't need a roll. And we have 3 characters with 3 turns left. So we'll say that Nep is going to attack the leader actually. Just, you know, makes sense. So he needs to roll 11 or higher, or 12 plus 1, which brings it down to 11. He misses. Bodo will go. He's no pluses to melee. He hits on a 12 exactly, and he does 1d6 damage. 6 damage down to 0. Boom. And we basically clean up the rest. We come on, just stab them. They're unconscious, they can't do anything. So yeah, guys, that if only our first combat went like that. So yeah, we're basically finished here for today, because this was a long one, at least for me. I don't know how the editing down is going to work, but this was long. I know there's a lot of trying to figure out what we're doing. I kind of made up the whole bounty thing. I used the bounty from in the game. I changed a few things around just to make sense for myself for the game we're doing in solo play. But I think it went decently well, and again, I'm getting more and more comfortable doing stuff on camera and talking in general. If you listen to my other videos, I think as I've gone along, I'm speaking a bit clearer or better, and when I say stupid things, I don't mind as much. So yeah, I'm becoming more confident, I feel, when talking to people, which is a good thing. I say I'm talking to people, I'm not, but you know what I mean. Like I'm expressing myself, I think, better. Yeah, so this is well. So what I'm gonna do is I'll roll up off camera how much loot we got, and then obviously we need to bring the like the bodies, or we're gonna figure out how we're gonna do that. If we just like let someone know, or we cut the hand or the head or something, we don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll roll for the XP and all that stuff off screen. I think this went really well. I feel very excited for our next game. I didn't put one out last week because I was very behind on other videos. That's why over the weekend, last week, I put out like, I think it was 3 or 4 in, yeah, like 3 days. So yeah, that's us, guys. So remember, like, comment, subscribe. As always, I'm going to leave a description where to find everything we're using. Rules Cyclopedia, God the Forbidden North, and Old School Essentials. Of course, I'm going to link with my DriveThruRPG affiliate link if you want to use that. Helps out the channel, and we can then buy more shit to, let's say shit, more stuff to review and look at. Yeah, so I'm very excited. If you can't tell, I'm really excited. I'm so happy. I'm so happy no one died. We only have one guy who got injured, like got 2 hit points taken off, I think, was it? Who was it? Yeah, 2 hit points. Baldo. He's down to 3 out of 5. So yeah, again, thanks a million, guys, for watching all these videos. It means a lot. And I'm still surprised how many people have been checking out my videos. I don't know what it is, like the way I sound, the way I deliver things, and again, the people checking out the solo plays. It's been great. I know this is only my 3rd video up, and this is the 2nd session, but like, again, thank you. And again, Pulpomic Press are putting out this amazing book series. 3 books. Well, the 3rd one's on the way. Being developed. The first 2 are amazing. I've read through them. I've read through the PDFs. I think I know some of the basic lore behind this pretty well. Like when I'm talking about it, I think I'm bringing things up reasonably well, and then I show it off every now and then just to make sure I'm not getting anything wrong for myself. That's just me, just being cautious. So yeah, see you in the next one, lads. It's been great. Talk to you all again soon.